All right, guys, welcome back to Playitright TV, and we are going to be talking to one of our favorite athletes, Filipino athletes who's making a name for himself, giving a lot of honor and pride to the country in the world of pole vault. He's made history, and he's doing his best to make it to the Paris Olympics and win that gold. Let's go, EJ Obiena!
Hi guys, thank you very much for that welcome, Miss Diane. Nice to see you.
Yeah, first of all, Happy New Year. And I wanted to catch
Thank
up
you.
with you, first of all. So, you did not go home for Christmas. That was another sacrifice that you did. You stayed in Italy in the cold, away from your family. Tell us how your Christmas and New Year went.
Christmas, my girlfriend actually flew into Italy. Yeah, and she actually flew out on the 26th. Everything else kind of been standard. I'm guessing kind of got used to it by now in a way. Doesn't make it any easier, but yeah, we had training on the 26th and life goes on. We still had training on the 31st. Then we drove on the 2nd of January, going to Padua to start the training camp there for the indoor season. So it's pretty much quite the same the rest of the year.
Okay, so you've been training full blast the whole month of November and December.
Yes, we've been trying to catch up, but not really catch up, but more like build a good base because, as I said before, the 2023 season is a bit jump pack of championships each almost every 2 months of the year.
Great. So, what is the training camp in Padua? Is that your indoor training facility?
Yeah, we most of the time we move to a proper indoor facility during the indoors. It doesn't get very cold in Formia, but it does get quite rainy, and yeah, it's hard to vault when it's raining, and it's not optimal for us to actually keep training in the rain. So Vitaly always opt to go to a formal indoor facility, which Padua in the north of Italy actually has, and yeah, so that's where we've been
Okay.
camping most of our indoor season. Same thing last year, same thing 2 years ago.
Great. So who are you with there? Your coach, si Vitaly, and then are there any other pole vaulters there?
Yeah, I mean, Tiago and the Chinese guy as always are there. It's yeah, basically the whole group that I train with from Formia just travels to Padua, 600 kilometers up north.
Oh, nice, nice. So how has it been? How have your jumps been, and how are you feeling now?
Um, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm not where I would want to be. Being honest, yeah, I've been not struggling. I would say it's been quite difficult to kind of put my foot together in a place where I know it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're having some. First, I had some issues with like visa. It wasn't that easy to get one, and I was struggling. The
For
need for
Italy, visa for
yeah,
Italy
yeah,
to
for
stay
Italy.
there. You need to stay there.
Yeah, yeah, because I need to stay here for more than 3 months, which exceeds the normal visa requirements and all of these. So we needed to find a way to resolve that, and yeah, we finally able to. And then indoors, it's getting harder and harder to travel with poles, as
Mm.
always. Most of my competition already figured out the travel scenarios. We're still figuring out actually the Asian Championship in Kazakhstan. We still don't know how we're gonna bring our poles there. So
Ah,
aside from
okay.
that,
So yeah.
mhm. I mean, aside from that, everything's okay. Working on to be honest, just really getting strong. It's an indoor season, not my forte, I would say, but
Mm.
trying to get there, trying to get better.
Yeah. Because you do better outdoors now, it seems.
Yes, most of the time.
So I know, like with tennis, there's a big difference when you play outdoor and like even in the center court when the roof is closed, like the indoor, it does something to the ball. Like the ball plays different in tennis. So how does the indoor venue affect a pole vaulter?
I for me, I don't think it's the venue. It's the way that we prepare for the indoors. It's always been it's the coldest time of the year. I'm a
Yeah.
Filipino, born and raised in the warm tropical weather of Philippines, and really not used to this negative freezing, below freezing point
Oh, it's
weather.
below freezing. Ooh, that's not
Yeah,
fun.
no, not fun at all. So that's one of the things I think that affects me. And second is maybe I prefer the outdoors. It's a bit more challenging if the winds. It's like in tennis, it should be more challenging, but some players still prefer the outdoor courts for some reason, or
Yeah.
they play better than the indoors down the months of October. So I'm more of like that. I prefer the wind, to feel the wind and understand, okay, how am I gonna adjust to this wind? And I think it's more interesting when it comes to
Yeah.
competition. Indoors quite standard. I mean, pretty basic. It should be, roughly the surface and the tracks that we're gonna compete at. It should be pretty much standard. So should be all the same. But I don't know, for some reason I'm not performing as well as I am outdoors and indoors.
Yeah. So I guess you haven't hit 6 meters yet, your target in practice.
Not yet. Um, Indoors, outdoors, it's still a mark that I'm chasing. So, as opportunity comes this indoor, I'm still gonna take that. I'm still gonna. It's not like, oh, I'm not good indoors. I'm gonna wait for the outdoors. I'm still gunning for it. I'm still hoping that I get it this indoor, and
For sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would be amazing.
Well, I know you're working super hard, and I know that Vitaly's on your tail, like really pushing you.
Yeah.
So tell us about your next competition. You're actually competing in Germany. So who's the competition there? Like, sino yung mga kalaban mo dyan?
Sam Kendrick is here. The two-time world champions is competing here. The vice champion in the European championship last year is also here. Bokanda. Yeah, then there's me. Then there's the Asian indoor champion back in 2016, the Chinese guy. And
Oh,
it's a field of 10 people competing in the pole vault. So all of them are national champions. So it's a tough field.
yeah. All right. And then so after that, you go back to Padua, and then
Oh
you have
no.
another competition, or is there another competition back to back?
There's it's not, well, it could be considered back to back, but it's like a circuit now. So I'm going from Germany to France actually on the 26th.
Okay.
It's gonna be in Robo.
Yeah.
I think that's the way you say the
So
city
that's
in France.
parang the indoor circuit, indoor
Yes.
indoor circuit. Okay, so Germany, then France, and then where else?
Then I go to Mondo, to Uppsala. I'll be staying there for a few days, and we'll compete on the
Sweden,
2nd of. Yeah, in Sweden, yes, in Uppsala, the second biggest
Mondo
city.
country.
Yes, yeah. So that will be staying there for quite some time. I think like a few days before the meet, kind of just get ready. Then yeah, we'll compete in the competition that Mondo is actually hosting. It's
Mm.
called Mondo Classic on
Oh,
February 2. Yeah.
wow. So that's three in a row that are very close. And then you
Yes.
have a short break after that, and then the Asian indoor.
Yes. I'm right now. I'm currently waiting for the Asian indoor. So I have this 6 or 7, like a week off. It's not. It shouldn't
Mhm.
be an off, but like I basically set the calendar for the indoor to have that space because that's the Asian Indoor Championship. But I'm currently still waiting if we're gonna find a way to bring poles there. It's a bit of a struggle, not just for me. I think for the rest of the Philippine contingent, and I guess the rest of Asia, to go to Kazakhstan and find a way
Yeah.
that the poles arrive there in one piece.
Oh, so we do have an athletics team going to the Asian indoor.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. So how do the other pole vaulters do it? How do they usually transport their poles?
Yeah. Most of the time they do have like a guy that just does that. Like Mondo has his agent that travels and make sure that his poles are gonna be there where he competes. For the like normal athletes, normally we find a way. Either we find airlines that would carry the poles as check-in luggage.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, airlines are, getting stricter and stricter and not allowing these, humongous piece of equipment.
Yeah.
They used to be able to fly with Lufthansa, but Lufthansa stopped flying with poles like
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 years ago. And then just this year, United Airlines from the US actually also stopped carrying vaulting poles. So it's getting harder to move poles around the world, but we're still finding ways, and hopefully, through the help of Mr. Capistrano, we'll be able to, find a way and get the
Yeah.
poles there.
But like when you say that Mondo has a dedicated person to make sure his poles are there, how do they get it? How does that person get it there?
Either he flies with it, he drives it to the location. If it needs to be driven like 10 hours, he needs to drive it 10 hours to be there. Yeah, those are the transport ways. I mean, nothing really special. If you need to fly it, you really need to fly and find a certain airline that flies somewhere within the area, some small airport maybe that they fly into, then you drive it from there to the
Mhm.
vicinity. Yeah,
Oh, so
that's a challenge of being a vaulter, I guess.
yeah, it's much longer than a tennis racket, that's for sure.
Yep.
But why don't you ask Mondo what airlines he's taken, and maybe you can fly to Sweden and fly with him in the same airline or something like that.
Unfortunately, he's not competing in Kazakhstan.
Oh, he's
Kazakhstan's really,
not.
it's the A,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
you're
the
right.
Asian,
It's
yeah.
Asian indoor.
So I know my Chinese counterpart is not going anymore because they
Mhm.
can't find a way to bring his poles in.
Oh
So
gosh.
it's, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, really. It's the country, Kazakhstan is not an easy travel to be to be going in with the poles. So working on it.
Okay, so that's your first major competition, the Asian indoor. I mean, not to say
Yes.
that these others are not major, but it's like probably the bigger tournament that you're competing in.
Yes.
Does the Asian indoor championships give you points towards the Olympic qualifying? Has that process started already or not yet?
Yes. I mean, the ranking points definitely do count. I'm still hoping that I hit the standard right off, so nothing to worry about. No need to wait until the last day before I know
Mhm.
if I'm qualified. But yeah, I mean, the points are definitely racking up already since the start of 2022, when they posted basically um, after World Championship in Eugene. They started
Mhm.
racking up points. So yeah, definitely every competition counts in a Asian indoor, a regional championship would be a big deal.
Yes. So I remember the last time you told me that sometimes or a lot of times it's just they just put out a height. Like if you reach 5.80, you qualify for the Olympics. Ganon. Is it
Yes.
gonna be like that again now?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's 582. If I'm
582. Okay.
Yes, I believe so. If not five, yeah, 582.
Okay. So
That's
how
the
many times do you have to have jumped 582 and within what period of time to qualify for Paris?
to qualify for Paris, I believe it's starting on June. The June of 2023. If you jump 582 once, you already outright qualify for the Olympics.
Oh, just once.
Yeah, well, based on the last few Olympics, if you jump around the 580 mark, it's a bronze medal. Like in Tokyo, it was 587, and then in Rio, it was 585. It was bronze. Then I believe in London, it was 589 or something like that. So that mark is not
Yeah.
easy to achieve, but definitely doable.
Yeah. And how is your physical fitness, your injuries? You don't have any problem with your knee that you had um surgery on?
I mean, luckily at this time, just a bit of tendonitis, nothing bad. I mean, it's a pain that I kind of get used to already, and especially with the cold
Mhm.
weather. And it is what it is. I don't think
Yeah,
it's gonna.
because usually injuries hurt more pag malamig, di ba?
Yeah, that's true. Pag ano, medyo below freezing, yeah, it's a bit annoying for me. But I mean, it's part of the, I had two surgeries on my left knee, so I know I need to take care of it a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay, and what about your therapist, your fitness therapist? Is he also traveling with you?
Yes, at least one of them, Nico Viscusi or Francesco, is here with us because I'm doing a series of competition. I would need to be able to recover as much as I can, and of course, competing in the House of Mondo, I want to be at the best and have the best shot of getting head to head with this guy. So for
Yeah, for
sure.
sure. So what is how is Vitaly helping you with your training now? Like, how does he tell you to go past, let's say, all these like say you're not feeling so good, you know, and what does he say? Just keep going?
Well, right now, we're being smart when it comes to my knee. I don't do as much plyometrics than the other guys in my group because I had reconstructed already the left knee, so he knows that. We do more strengthening and more how do you say eccentric work on it to
Yes.
kind of compensate on the lack of explosive workouts on it to not limit
Mm.
me at the same time. Um, Other than that, I mean, pretty much the same. Vitaly can be tough, but as I said, it's tough love and it's been working. We're gonna know tomorrow how this indoor season is probably gonna play out. I think that's gonna be a good test tomorrow how I'm gonna be, which pose am I able to get on, what's gonna be a
Yes.
realistic goal for this indoor season, at least from his point of view. And I think that's important that he's here. Opening the season with Vitaly
Mm-hmm.
is really good. So I get the baseline. He knows what needs to be done for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit fast forward. Are you is competing in the Sea Games part of your schedule?
Yes,
Or
it is part of my schedule. I've talked to Chairman, I know Mayor Bamble now, and Sir Terry. It is an important competition for the country, and I am on, and I am ready to compete in Cambodia. Um, then again, it's just a matter of the post getting there.
gosh,
That's what.
and and then also the Asian Games, I guess, in
Yeah,
September in
yeah,
China.
yes, definitely.
Wow, how exciting. That's great. We're gonna get to see more of you. And yeah. Um EJ, what about your financial situation? Because you know we have a new PSC chairman. Have you been able to get your funding, or are you still in communication, or how is that going?
I'm currently waiting. Right now I haven't received any at the moment still. I'm working with Sir Terry. He's been helping me personally as well to kind
Oh.
of make it meet. Unfortunately, I haven't received any funding from PSC. I'm not sure if it's the change of chairman or it is some bureaucracy. I'm not sure at the moment. As I
Mm-hmm.
said, I have a man on it, which is Mr. Terry Capistrano. I trust him. So as long as I have funds that I can do and still continue my preparations here, I would say I'm okay. But if I'm being honest, I haven't received funding from PSC yet, so I'm hoping that it would come. Probably stuck in some paperwork and some bureaucracy in it's government,
So you
a bunch of
haven't received your training funds that you
not yet.
for. So how long has
Uh,
that been?
um, well, I have my coaches haven't received payments since January of 2022. So it's been more than a year now. They have been
2022.
helping. Yeah, so we're working on that. I do know that Mr. Capistrano and the rest of his team are making sure that they get their payment and their salaries, and
Mm.
hopefully get reimbursement on the expenses that I incurred as well, representing Philippines. And yeah, hopefully I get some funding as well this coming year because
Yeah.
I
So
don't.
For
sustain
now,
this.
it's just the Patafa president, Terry Capistrano, who's basically funding your whole training there in Europe.
It's a team effort, to be honest. So Sir Terry is shouldering some of the expenses. I'm shouldering some of the expenses. Some of my people are working without pay to make sure that
Mm.
everything kind of works out. It's not the perfect picture per se, but it is what it is, and I know what I need to do. So it's a dream of mine as well. So I know I need to spend some of my money, but at the same time, it's not cheap. At the moment,
Yeah.
I can keep it, but it's not forever. So I know it. Terry knows it. Vitaly knows it, and we're hoping that all the red tape in this funding that I need would be clear out soon, and be on our way
Yeah.
to aiming for Paris.
Well, I'm sure that the new PSC chairman, Dicky Bachman, will be wanting to speak to you and Terry for sure. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So hopefully that should happen sooner than later.
Yes, I'm
Well,
praying for.
EJ, yeah, we want to wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Yan.
You know, we believe in you, we support you, and just, never say die. Just keep on going. The Nadal spirit is right. I know it's with you.
We'll do that. And definitely he's an inspiration, and been catching up with a lot of Australian Open, keeping me entertained with all this 5-setter match.
Okay,
So,
yeah. I mean, all those upsets, no? Grabe.
yes, that's a lot.
I mean,
And
did you get to see that Rublev versus Rune match? It was
Yeah.
5 sets.
yeah, he was like 5-2 with 2 match points, and Holder Rune lost in a tiebreak with
Tiebreak.
a net cord. And it's like, oh damn,
Oh, yeah. That's painful.
yeah.
That's
It's
painful.
tennis and sports. Sports can be cruel sometimes.
I know you have to stay strong. Okay, EJ, it was nice catching up with you, and I'm sure I'm going to be talking to you again really soon. And go for it, keep fighting, and we're behind you. Nabuhay.
Thank you so much, Miss Sayan, and same here. It's been nice talking to you as always. Nice catching up with you.
All right, hope you enjoyed our chat with EJ Obiena competing in the World Indoor Championships in Europe. All the best. Ra ra ra, mabuhay. And thank you for joining us here on Playitright TV. Please check out our sister company, Playitright.com. They have some awesome products for sports, for fitness, excellent brands, world-class brands, great prices, Playitright.com. That'll do it for now. Thank you for joining us. In behalf of my partner, Kenito Henson, this is Diane Castillejo. I'll see you next time on Play It Right TV.